Tesla's already through 220.
I knew that was going to happen.
It's just, I say it every single day that I'm not taking 930 breakouts, and then it's like the 930 breakouts just happen to be back, and it is what it is. But Tesla's already through 18 and already through that 220 mark. Nvidia's back up. I'm a little bit more skeptical about this one, as it's been on a bit of a downward trend here. So if you look at, on Friday, it got up to that 400 mark or close to that 400 reverse. The close was at 93, I think 93, 94. That's where it was a good short in the afternoon. I would play that one to the south side. Not all, but it's some.
Okay, that's the problem, yeah. So we'll have to wait to see again. Well, it's definitely happening on
in order at the current market price, because it won't be the actual market price.
Is that happening to everybody else as well? Because
it might just be us. I don't know.
No, because e-signal's showing it bouncing around as well. So I don't know, man.
Sign up to the watch list.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the with New York or some of these prints today. I'm just here to tell you that. Like this, look how it's bouncing up and down. The same thing is happening right now. Like here's my e-signal chart. Look at this. The same thing's happening. It's bouncing down, up, down, up. You can't get up. So we'll wait to see. And I think that's a reason enough to do that. The NASDAQ names look to be fine, but again, if all these New York names are all quoted all wrong, then the index is going to be wrong as well. So I'm going to wait out on this. Like, what's the ES actually doing if we don't have right quotes on a lot of these names? So let's just stay with it. But there's Microsoft, a nice move up to 3. Yep, for sure. 337.50 right now. Greg just reporting it that there are some problems. So that's 337.50 on Microsoft. Looking to come back here. I even think there was a problem with this too. Right back to 335 right there. An obvious long. We're going to stay here. We're still $1 in the money on this one, so we're going to hit some bangs right now as Tesla does pull back down to 219. So that could be something as well. But yeah, 99 problems and quotes are one right now on that. Here comes AMD again. Again, NASDAQ names look fine, but AMD coming back up to 118. I wrote down here that I'd like to short maybe 119, sort of where we got to before we dropped out there on Friday. Let's go over to Brendo.
NanoX Imaging, huge day on Friday, if you remember. NNOX up another 5% here. Just took out 22 at day highs on heavy volume. This thing's been on an absolute tear since it reported a smaller than expected loss back in May in its latest quarter.
So, just a couple of things here. Alphabet just went green. I think NVIDIA just got to that 94 level, so I'll get back there in a quick second. But Alphabet on Friday rejected 126. That was a pretty big high. I would have loved to see 122. I don't think we're going to. I think that 126 is going to have to be like the Alamo there. SoFi did get up to 750, so we just tagged out there at 747. Creative numbers as always. If we break 750, $8 could be a zone. Let's see how far this one wants to go. I mean, it's been consolidating. It's a gap up, consolidation, breakout style play. NVIDIA just got to that 94 level as we speak. So it's still on the front end, as you can obviously see. It's still screaming to the upside. Friday, actually. It broke 31, and I looked to short it on relative weakness down here, stopped out the bottom. I think I would look back to the same kind of idea. If it breaks this and follows through, it's got $1 worth of downside. Down 0.5% into a strong market here. So once again, Intel lagging.
All right, I'm just going to take another piece out. Like I said, I'm not looking at any New York stocks because the quotes are not right, and it's too bad because Palantir is making a real nice move. But right there, Apple just keeps on bouncing here off 60s. We'll take a piece out here at 50 again. So we take one piece at 40, one piece at 50. Now we'll just hold the rest for the rest of the day, honestly, until we see something else here on Apple as we go. So I'm just going to continue to watch this. I'm looking at Tesla as well, but it's again not moving at all. So I don't know. I feel like there's... I don't like this.
My Tesla quote looks messed up, by the way. So
my Tesla quote looks fine. It's just I don't feel like it's trading fine.
I see stickies every now and then on Tesla.
Do you? Okay. I see Tesla fine, but just to go, I agree with you, Neil. I feel like there are some quoting issues, but let's go to Brendan.
NASDAQ as well here, guys. On another platform, I'm actually showing the Qs up only 0.15. Our system showing 0.4. So just be careful. It might be NASDAQ as well. It looks like there are other people on social media reporting the same.
Yeah. I mean, I can see
because if you watch the quote levitation that's happening on Palantir, it almost feels like it's part of the fuel to the fire, these issues. So I don't know that I'd be stepping in front of anything at this particular moment just yet, unless it's at a great level and things look absolutely fine. Now, that's been true so far of Coinbase. It's a little more thinly traded, but this is starting to slow up. It's gapped down, so the move up, still not positive just yet. It can't seem to get to 65 here on Coin. I do like.
Yeah, we're already up against a higher high right now for Apple. So Apple's already taken out its all-time high here today, and we're in it. So that's going to be pretty good, man. Here it is on the daily for Apple. So it's been obviously a great trade here. There it goes. If I switch over to a weekly chart, here's the Apple high. I mean, this just goes, this is about as easy as it goes, man. You buy Apple on dips, you buy Microsoft on dips. I actually think you can add Tesla to that as well. And there it is right there. I'm talking about portfolio management here, not even day trading. There's Apple taking out its high right there, 182.72, 183. We're well above that right now. So there we go again, man. We're just going to go 2 for 2 today. We've really changed up our style of trading over the last little while. We're not panicking. We're not getting in and out of stock. We're making sure that we buy the best names. And that's why here on Sticky Note, we have
on Intel. So short here, I got 97s. I will look to add to it if we get a retest of the previous pre-market low at 31.10. Otherwise, we're just going to ride this one into the downside. I mean, Palantir, sorry, not Palantir. SoFi is still holding up, but it's back beneath that 750 area. So SoFi off that quarter, we took profit in front of 750, it rejected 60s. I'm looking for a higher low here, and then we can try to rinse and repeat that one to set upside. Neil, hang in there with NVIDIA. Well, I'm not in NVIDIA, but I'm not sure what you mean by that because I'm not in position in NVIDIA. Obviously, I was looking for it to be a short, but then decided not to pull the trigger when we had those court issues. And it was screaming through that 95 area. But now seems like it is a decent one. We're into Intel, though. We like that one to the south side. Tesla could still hold the breakout price at 218, but I'll let it get there first. Tesla's at 219, $1 above. I'll let it retest that before I look for another long, look for a long in Tesla. So Intel's a new entry. Wow, it's already starting to make that move into the downside. So pretty big move here on the market on dip buy, on a dip. Going to be patient with dip buys. Same word, patient looking for the shorts. Going to be patient looking for some dip buys.
Yeah. Although I know Intel's just that 5 cents right now, but I feel like Intel did good move off that 31, and same way in AMD. We just take 50 cents right there. We'll see if it wants to flush down to the downside. So I think we're both thinking the same thing here, trying to get short some of these chip names. And we just covered twice on AMD. Once at 80 there for 20 cents, and then once at 60, which we're at right now for 40 cents. And then we have lower bids. We also did take another fill here on Apple, just ahead of some key numbers right there. If we take down 182.75, kind of where we started this whole day off at, then we'll get out. So let's just wait to see if Apple wants to hold some of these bottoms right now. If it doesn't, then we're going to get out at 182.50 and then just regroup. We have Apple written down here at 181. So if this move happens to the downside, trust me, we're going to be fine. We're killing AMD right now to the downside. So this is going to be a good trade, hopefully, to the downside. We talked about holding out for a short. We picked on AMD, and that's what it is right now. We spin the money, do the money dance right now on AMD. Hey, man, it's 50 cents in the money. Hopefully you guys have this with me, and if you don't, that's all good. There's going to be lots of opportunities here today. It's a good job that we got out of Tesla, though. I mean, why not, instead of getting out of it, should just punch the short. We always do that. We get out, and then we sort of think about, why didn't we go short? But you have to love that short. So yeah, I don't know.
Guys, in the chat,
trying to be careful with this.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat are like, oh, is AI short? Is AI halted? What's going on with the NYSE? It looks like all NYSE stocks that I look at now are messed up. C3 AI was okay 2 minutes ago. Now the quote is, now the level 2 is completely messed up on C3 AI.
Like Palantir is like halted.
Yeah, like it's basically looking like a halt state. So my guess is, now that every stock is kind of looking like it's halted, maybe they're doing some kind of a restart and things will be normal in a second. So you'll probably only see us trading NASDAQ names. I think that's what you want to do in a situation like this. Just be a little bit cautious when trading it. I'm not trading any New York stocks, so I'd be cautious if you happen to be in one. There is a bounce at that 218 on Tesla. That's the problem with trying to catch the back end of it. Sometimes it bounces and it's a little bit too much. So I don't want to chase it a full dollar here, but there's a bounce off that breakout price at 218. I'll look for a retracement to jump back into this one as well. So kind of stuck to the NASDAQ ones is frustrating because you have some big movers on the New York side, but Tesla bouncing nicely off 18s here.
Okay, we're also back. We talked about getting into Apple off that bottom, so let's just see if it wants to work. Obviously, we have a good trade here in Apple. We just bought that 75. We talked about getting out 50s. So now that it's 1-to-1 at least, we're going to take a piece out here on Apple. Just keep getting it out. It's 1-to-1 now. We talked about having quote issues. I do have another fill here at VWAP, which is at VWAP's at 10. We'll take it right now then. You know, just to get a piece out at 0506.
Okay.
If we can do that,
yeah,
it's much better now.
Yeah, I mean, C3i looks pretty good. So I think C3i, I was looking at that 33 and 35 zone. 35 could come into play. That should mean Palantir's tradable. But I didn't get the fill down there in front of 50, of course. Like, yeah, put the bid, don't get the fill. I was sitting there waiting at like 55, and it bounces right off of like 56. But that secondary push in Coinbase now happening as the market goes up, by the way. The market's going to the upside as we're getting these shorts paid.
Yeah, because Apple blasted right there. So we got 184. We actually, our script failed, so I don't know. But I did just a punch long there at 12s. And there it goes, Apple mooning to the upside right now. We're long at 184.12. Yeah, all-time high was long time. Now we just continue to go upside here on Apple. Let's just see if it goes. I do expect a little bit of a pullback, to be honest with you. We saw this last week with NVIDIA taking down 400. We saw Apple taking down 180 and a similar pullback into that name as well. But here it comes. If it pulls back, fine. We don't have a heavy amount of shares because, like, fool me once, right? Okay, AMD is not fooling anybody right now, as that one just keeps getting woodshedded down to the downside right now after some kind of a move up. Like, I don't know what that was about, but let's just put a bid there. I was waiting at 80. Doesn't look like we wanted to get 80 because it went to 81, of course, and then bounced. So there we go. Give me those 85s. We missed those 85s. Let's see if we can get that. Here comes Apple on a pullback down. We've made so much money on this that this doesn't really matter right now. So let's just wait for it. I mean, it matters. You never want to